A very good evening from Super League HQ. From a very poorly Super League HQ. Fifey flying solo tonight, but don't be surprised if I dash off at some point. I'm not feeling particularly well this evening. And I don't appear to be the only one. It might be a quiet night all round, to be fair. We know Hodge is at work. Scott's currently at Ellen Road, where Leeds are losing 1-0 to Aston Villa. Martin's parenting. Alf's feeling a bit under the weather as well. I hope the rest of you, however, are fit, firing, and ready for a night of Super League drama. Just starting with a quick review of the league table, as once again it's got very, very, very exciting. Thank you again to Steve for sorting the stats graphics that you can see going along the side of tonight's presentation. The only request I've had is for Bostock to be late so Scott can try and get home in time to watch it, and as Martin was going to be on co-coms anyway, I'll do Gazelles the Bostock late. Other than that, we will roll as the game intends, and that gives us Sloths versus Churchtown. Fit as a fiddle, hard as fuck us jocks. Good for you, Ian. Do you know what? Normally I am. I always say it's a sign of when I'm not very well, if I'm getting cold, and I'm sat here quite chilly this evening, so I know I'm not very well. Good evening, Tato, who's here by the way, but no sound at the minute. Put it on when I can. You're not missing anything, mate, even though you can't hear what I'm saying. So we're starting with Sloths at home to Churchtown. Sloths, who are in incredible form at the minute. Look at them riding high near the top of the form table. Currently in 6th as well, so chance to put a marker down early tonight and really ramp up the pressure on their rivals. Dimble lines up like this. Evening, Steve. Welcome to the show. From memory, it's one change. Agahauer replaced by Tim because Agahauer is injured, so Tim comes in to replace him. Other than that, unchanged from their 2-0 win over Northern Burn. Just another one of those big wins for Churchtown right at the end of the season. Even in Jens, welcome. Past meetings against Sloths, very equal head-to-head record. Earlier this season, Sloths winning 4-1, Evening Dimble, in time for your game, Evening Alf. Although Churchtown haven't been shy in front of goal in this fixture either, so let's hope for another entertaining matchup. As for Sloths, they go as is from last time out. No change at all. So Woodgate and Gamara keep their place at centre half. Simeone and Albertini continue, and Shearer and Pizarro continue to lead the line as well. A bit more of a tame affair, you could say, last time out, with the 1-1 draw compared to the 4-4 and the 3-4 defeats that we've seen in recent games. So first game of the night. Evening Greavesy, welcome. If you want to fire some predictions through, and if you've got any interesting tidbits, gossip, or general comments, please fire them through to the chat to cheer me up. I could do with cheering up. It's been a bit of a week. Kicking off, and Churchtown straight on the attack, but Woodgate deals with that. Early yellow card, and it's 1-0, and it's Hussein on 18 minutes. What a big goal that could be for Churchtown. And it's 2-0. Hussein really proving a point. Tato saying this could end 2-2. Well, at this point, Dimble will be fuming if it finishes 2-2. Excuse me. Approaching half-time, can Sloths pull one back, or Churchtown actually going to extend the lead further? They want a penalty, they get a penalty. Mendes da Silva scores the penalty, his first ever goal for Churchtown, and at half-time, that's pretty much all she wrote already. Evening Swan, lass, I think you mean lads, thank you. Rob plays with his hoop while his team loses. 3-0 to Churchtown. They've had 3 attempts on goal, scored all 3. Ruthlessly efficient from Churchtown in what's been a pretty tepid affair by both sides. Dimble is on fire at the minute. Wayne Dade, controversial Wayne Dade in charge. Quick look at the Sloths first half ratings. Have I seen Rob in the chat yet? I don't think so. but we'll have a quick look here. I mean, you've got the good, the bad and the ugly, with Woodgate there getting a solid 9 rating at half time, and then you look at people like Albertini and Ningmatulin on a 5. Let's have a look at Dimble's side, who I'm sure won't be changing anything. A little bit surprising, only Hussein for his 2 goals getting a 9, when you consider that Sloths have a 9 as well, being 3-0 down. Correction, absolute shy. Missed it all, but 3-0 up. Wow. Oh, connection, absolute shy. Sorry, Dimble. Yes, you are 3-0 up. I'm presuming you won't want to make any changes, but if you could confirm, please, while I just click back on the match stats for you. All hope over for the chasing pack. Thank you. To the Russian prick. You referring to Dimble or Dario Hussein there? And there's the silver, of course, for the penalty. We'll have a quick look just while we wait for confirmation of any subs what the penalty was for. Ningmatulin kicked the ball upfield. Hussein was fouled in the penalty area going past Ningmatulin. Penalty kick. The keeper got a yellow card. It looked a harsh decision. Guessing the connection is still quite poor for Dimble, as is please, and no sign of Rob. So we kick off the second half. And can they continue where they left off in the first half? And it looks like they're going to. Very strong start by Churchtown as they go looking for a 4th and really put that marker down that I mentioned before kickoff. And Joe Cole's night is over. So I'm going to go with Mantoris coming on. Evening, Rob. Welcome. You are 3-0 down with 17 minutes plus stoppage time to play, and Joe Cole is now injured. I've just brought Mantoris on. And it's 4, and Hussein's got his hat-trick. There will be a statue of him outside the ground if this is the result. Sloths do get 1 back. No, Albertini, goal is ruled off for offside. And the Sloths fans just hoping the referee ends it now. And it's just got from bad to worse as Ndai gets a red card. No point really changing it. But Rob, if you can just confirm if you want to make a change. I mean, you are, 4-0 down. Final of them 2 weeks. And just as that happens, Aston Villa have gone 2-0 up away at Leeds. I can't see who it is. I want to say it's the youngster, is it Ramsey, who has scored the second. No confirmation of any changes, so we're going to continue into stoppage time as is, as Churchtown come looking for a 5th. And it is Sloths. Simeone gets his first of the season. The game ends 4-1. Well, it might be Cash, actually, who scored the Aston Villa goal. Both sides creating chances. Churchtown, look at the target accuracy. Absolutely incredible from Dimble's men there in the 4-1 victory. Have a look at the home side stats. Ningmatulin dropping to a 4 for his rating. Lots of 6s dotted throughout. Woodgate's 9 dropping to an 8. A couple of other notable performances as well. Simeone getting his goal. I believe it said that was his first of the season as well. Let's have a look at Churchtown. Can Halls go early, Fifey, mate? Yeah, go on then. I'll put you on next, pal. Solid performance all round. 10 out of 10 for the hat-trick hero, Hussein. Actually fined them all 1 week. Simeone 2 for trying. Our worst result ever. As has been proven, I will confirm the fines if you put it in your DM messages after the show, because otherwise I'm likely to forget. Stunning performance, that I completely agree, Tato. The bad news, I didn't even see Van Bommel get sent off. When did Van Bommel get sent off? Was that in the same incident? Oh yes, Wayne Dade decided. So Pizarro tried to shrug off the attention of Vialli. Wayne Dade blown his whistle. Van Bommel took away the legs of Simeone. Wayne Dade called Van Bommel over and showed him a red card, second yellow. Van Bommel was sent off for 2 bookable offences. And then Ruggin collected the ball, played it through to Hussein, who was took to the floor. I apologise, Dimble. I did not even see Van Bommel get sent off. I don't believe it clicked over to Churchtown for me to make any changes, but I'm sure you're not unduly concerned from this game's perspective, although maybe a little bit for Sunday. Get less pixels on my screen. Go wins. Evening, Ian. Welcome. And just reading through the rest of the comments there. We move to game 2, and Jens wanted to be early, so we'll go straight to Northern Burn. So you've picked a good time to join, Ian. This is the Halls team. Last time out, they had that big defeat to Devils. And Penza stealing the show for his performance. The history against Northern Burn isn't great either. Lost 2-0 in the opposite fixture earlier this season. Only scored 4 goals in 7 games. No wins. This could be another long night for Halls. Let's have a look at their team then. So Jens goes Narrow, Turam and Campbell. A change of goalkeeper after not being happy with Costanzo's performance last time out. Gerard and Kandea either side of Molesky. The other Gerard comes into midfield alongside Vogel, with Brozek supporting the main 2 of Crespo and Viduka. Halls currently find themselves in 8th position. Started the night 5 points behind Churchtown, so that's now 8. This is a critical game for them, so playing Northern Burn could not come at a worse time. As for Burn themselves, this is the team they've gone with. You've got Toldo, Cannavaro, Hopfland, Contra, Gatos, that familiar looking 5. Keenan Vieira swapping positions between them. Yes, Costanzo wasn't happy with his find at all. Guerrero joining Barrera in centre midfield. Totti and Robbins supporting Sigalko. Last time out, as we saw earlier, Burn getting that defeat to Churchtown in a performance Ian was not very happy with at all. Fire your predictions through for game 2 as we kick off Northern Burn at home to Halls Vikings. And Halls starting quickly, looking to catch Burn, who haven't been in great form themselves, catching cold. We're already 20 odd minutes in, and Burn now starting to play themselves. Villa almost going 3-0 up there as well. Not much action in this game, 2 minutes to be added on. Halls miss an opportunity, get a set piece, and Burn go straight up the other end, fail to convert themselves, and Tony Brown calls half-time. Another fairly tepid affair at half-time. Burn creating one extra chance on target. Tackle percentages are very low, and Burn dominating in the air. Having a quick look through Northern Burn's ratings here. Roy Keane, another yellow card for Keane, and he's well at the point where every 2 is going to cause him a suspension, leading into the playoffs. Totti not at his dazzling best as of yet tonight. Have a quick look then at Halls and what they're doing. Viduka and Crespo continue to build that relationship, both playing reasonably well. Ian going as is. Looking at both Gerards are rank average in midfield, and so Campbell's ratings last couple of games just dipping a little bit. Jens won't be pleased to see that, but Turam continues to be the pick of the defenders. Does anyone care about Villa? Horrible club. Forwarder that I deal with at work does. He's a big Villa fan and is always talking to me about the on-loan lads at Swindon Greasy. So, yes, some people do care about Villa. It could be worse. They could be Chelsea. Collins for Brozek is the call by Jens. Let's see if DC can spark a bit of life into this Halls team as we kick off the second half. It is Halls coming forward to get a set piece and another opportunity. Burn on the counter now. And Sigalko misses an opportunity. It's a little bit more Burn dominated this last 5-10 minutes. The incoming goalkeeper continues to do well for Halls, and Crespo misses an opportunity. Just over an hour played now. Another chance wasted by Northern Burn, but certainly more action in the second half from both teams. 70 minutes now on the clock. Burn again on the counter. We'll slow it down, still 0-0. Anyone can take this one. Viduka, speculative, scores. And Tolo was rooted to the spot on 78 minutes. Massive, massive goal for Halls. Massive goal for the current top 6. And Villa have gone 3-0 up. What a goal that is as well. Robin with an opportunity for Burn, fails to convert. Malewski picks it up. And Viduka, Crespo offside, 2 minutes being added on. We're into the 90th minute now. And it's Robin, Vogel coolly collects, and Crespo has a pot shot. Crespo again, but Toldo gets his body around it. And there's the full-time whistle. What a result that is for Jens, 1-0. But Northern Burn, let's just have a look at this now. They've lost tonight. They lost the last game to Churchtown. They drew with Bostock, who had 10 men for an hour. And they also lost to the Devils in some of the worst form we've seen this Northern Burn side at any point of any season. I agree, Macca, what the fuck is going on tonight? Decent ratings all round. I mean, look how dominant Contra was over on that right-hand side. They just could not score. And Halls keep themselves in the picture. Much more pleasing reading for Jens, whose ratings aren't too dissimilar. On loan, Mark Viduka picking up man of the match for his performance. Bogwin Jens, indeed. Greavesy stopping short of saying Burner falling apart as the camera pans over to a very somber looking Calvin Phillips. Someone who is not somber is Jens after this. Oh no, wrong one, sorry. After this performance, depending on what happens in the new season, it will be very interesting to see what happens with Mark Viduka next year. That's now 7 in 10 starts on loan at Halls. Will he get into the Dudley team? Will he be transferred to Halls? Well played, Jens. Very solid. We might have a big name dropping out of the playoffs at this rate, you know. Could you imagine a playoffs without Northern Burn? Surely not. Next up, we've got Loco at home to Ledisford. Hardlines, Ian, unlucky. What can I say, PRG? One change for Loco from last time out. Lawson is available again and comes back in for Lucenoff. Otherwise, it's as is from the team that beat Astor 1-0 last time out in that very impressive performance. Viduka will be drawn to me in the redraft. Historically, Loco edging this, but a lot of draws. 5 draws in 11 games. Ledisford aren't massive goal scorers in this fixture either, so interesting to see what happens there. As for Ledisford, Van Nistelrooy takes the captain's armband. Interesting that they also changed their goalkeeper. Frank Rost comes in for Taibbi, which I think is a massive call. Nice to see West and Brown together again. Pozzini and Etsabaria continue. Petkov reinstalled to centre midfield. Ronaldinho partners Samak again. Last time out, Ledisford got that 2-0 win over Gazelles. Second win in as many games against Gazelles since Alpha and Martin took over the respective clubs. Fire your predictions through for game 3 as we kick off Loco against Ledisford. Yeah, big name, be fucking Fulchester. Well, you're not in the best form either, mate, so it could be. Excuse me. Only one person predicted a Halls win. Yes, you did do that keeper change, Alf, because I checked it twice. Because I was sure that that wasn't what you would want to do. Ledisford creating lots of chances. Well, it felt that way. But now Loco build a bit of pressure themselves and do take the lead. And does that wake up Ledisford? And Loco quick-fire double from Montella. And 2 goals just before half-time that's possibly taken this away from Ledisford. There are only 2 shots on goal. Ledisford had been the better side, but just before half-time, Loco had started to put a bit of dominance together and go 2-0 up at the break. 9s for Montella for his brace and Peruzzi for his performance, continuing to prove that maybe losing Barthez wasn't an awful move at all. His form continues to be very, very good. As for Ledisford, the change of goalkeeper hasn't helped. I mean, it's not just him though, is it? Look, there's a lot of 6s dotted around that team. 7, the highest rating at half-time. This is not what Alf needs at this point in proceedings at all. So interesting to see if if either side make a change here. Greavesy keeping it as is, just waiting for Alf's confirmation. I did just check that that Alf did make the change as well, just in case he had me panicking. But no, it definitely says that. Made a mistake with the keeper. He's on very low morale. Thought I dropped him. Well, unfortunately, this is the case sometimes. You're not the only person to pick a player that didn't intend to. Leave as is, total lost cause. Who the hell is Frank Rost? Well, this is Frank Rost with a stellar Super League history. He's coming for this game, evidently in error, according to the manager. He's given up with this game now and says go as is. Tato pointing out he's also low quality, not just low morale. Ledesford still trying to get one back, and they have got one back. Pasisoglu's first of the season, but Zambrotta gets his first of the season to almost take this game away again, and they come looking for a fourth. And where is this attacking loco come from? And it goes from bad to worst as Saymat gets sent off. I imagine Alf is going to leave it as it is. It was a blunder, he says. If you could just confirm you're going to leave it as it is, please, Alf. He was supposed to wait till you play us to play Ross. Wait, yeah, Alf saying as is. Can confirm it's still 3-0 in the other live game that I've got on next to me. But it's 3-1 in the crucial game that we're watching here. Loco still with the lead. Ledesford looking for a second. Can they get a bit of late dramas moving to the last 10 minutes? It doesn't look like it, but never say never. There's the final whistle. It has finished 3-1. And Ledesford, well, they'll not be happy seeing that. They've created plenty, failed to take their chances. Loco have taken their chances, and it's a very, very poor goalkeeping performance. Alf costing himself this game, you'd argue. Roberto Carlos picking up man of match. But look at these ratings. Arguably the best Loco performance we have seen in seasons. As for Ledesford, Ross' performance didn't improve, evidently, but nor did anyone else's. Again, look at the raft of sixes, 4 6s in amongst the 11, couple of 8s, as some teams. Sounds like facts to me. Commiserations to Alf, congratulations to Greavesy, who might not, you know what he's like, depending on the numbers, he might not be giving up on this just yet. Next up, we've got Fulchester against Devils. Can you give him a free 5 feet? No. Let's not start releasing players mid-fixture, Alf. The 6th place battle looking tasty. Is it though, Swanee? Is it? Is it becoming a 2-horse race, maybe? Fulchester going 3 up top, a formation we've seen before. Nicky Butt going to be vital. Ronaldo with that backwards arrow. Macker asking me to skip this one and saying Devils are going to win 4-0. Prutton partnering Veron in centre midfield. Past meetings, Devils have the edge, although Fulchester have been decent in this fixture. Devils winning 2-0 last time out, a couple of draws previous to that, and a couple of high-scoring games. You know, don't be surprised to see a couple of teams scoring 3 goals in this fixture. Last time out, of course, Fulchester losing that huge game to Dudley Hill, which saw them go up to 2nd. As for Devils, Nesta suspended. A couple of tactical tweaks. Sees Dyer return to right wing back. Howie go back out to the left. Van Bronckhorst's partner, Sarachinski Ayala, comes in at centre back. Ferguson, Omri, Ayman, and Penza remain unchanged. Last time out, they got that big win we saw earlier against Halls, where Penza getting a brace. And let's just remind ourselves of the top scorers charts. We've got Sigalko, who didn't score tonight, on 14, Luca Toni, who's still to play, on 12, and Emil and Penza on 11. And for those of you quicker at maths than I am, Swanee did point out to me a very interesting stat earlier in the week, that we, at the start of the night, we are 27 goals away from 2,000 in this iteration, and we've already seen a fair few of these chalked off tonight. So if that was to continue, we were saying by Sunday, who's to say we won't get the 2,000th league goal of this save tonight? Fire your predictions through for Devils at home to Fulchester. I've had a couple of gin and tonics, says Jens. Couldn't touch anything before since going home Monday. Fulchester coming forward, and it's Shevchenko, but he couldn't keep it down. Devils coming forward themselves as we approach half-time. And Penza, 5 minutes to be added on. They want a penalty. Referee says no. And we get to half-time. That went very, very quickly. Night Greavesy, thank you for joining us. Both sides creating the same amount of chances, neither side being particularly effective. Fulchester being absolutely rubbish in front of goal. Let's have a look at the match stats. We know Hodgie isn't here, so we can just have a quick look. Thierry Henry, the only one really letting the side down, but pretty much solid, if not exciting, ratings by the home side. As for Fulchester, there's a lot more sixes there than Maka will want to see. We'll leave these stats up. Not a lot of passes either. It looks like Devils are seemingly dominating the ball a little bit. We'll leave these stats up in case Maka wants to make any changes. Wayne Arden will be flashing the card second half, says Martin. Maka going as is as well. So let's kick off the second half and see if we were to get any goals in this heavyweight tussle. And Buffon making a couple of saves. Devils starting the second half quickest. And it is Kieran Dyer just after the hour mark who gives the home side the lead. And just like that, a quick fire double, and it goes from bad to worse. Emil and Penza makes it 2-0, and then David Trezeguet picks up an injury on 70 minutes. I imagine Castillo, but I will just wait for Maka's confirmation. I've got 5 minutes to go in the Premier League game. I've got next to me still 3-0 to Villa. For those of you interested. So Scott is not going to be coming home. A very happy boy. Someone else who doesn't look happy is former Man United player Daniel James, who's just been booked. Has been pretty average from what I've seen so far. Devils is unstoppable, ridiculous. I disagree. I think Churchtown can stop them. Fulchester are capable. They've shown it before. Northern Burn are more than capable if they can sort their form out. The air of inevitability. Let me put a hypothetical question then to you. What if Hodgie doesn't win it this year? It doesn't happen this year. Is it never going to happen? Fulchester trying to force one in late, but and an injury to David Prutton this time. I mean, Spring's the obvious. It had been terrible. Completely agree. Yeah, the Americans not having any sort of impact, and I said when they sacked Bielsa it was a mistake. Biggest failure ever if he doesn't. There you go. Not like we're piling pressure on people here at all, Maka. Spring or Costa? Spring is the answer. So we've got 11 minutes plus injury time to go. Devils still 2 up. And looking for a third. Are they going to get their third? Van Bronckhorst and Ferguson? No. They don't get their third, but the referee at Wayne Alden calls time, and it finishes Devils 2, Fulchester 0. Will be 3-0 as I predicted. Devils, if you base it on creativity and attempts, Devils the better side in this fixture. Decent pass completions by both. I mean, look at the tackle one by Fulchester. That is awful. I mean, I've been saying the percentages have been low all season. I can't think of a team getting below 50% of tackles. That is truly, truly awful. And Devils edging the aerial battle as well. Zowie picking up man of match. 10 out of 10 performance from him. But look at those side ratings throughout. 7's the lowest. But only a couple of them, mostly 8s. And the Devils machine continues. As for Fulchester, the 3 up top against Devils didn't work, unfortunately for them. Not awful ratings, but just weren't quite at the races enough. Wasn't quite good enough to beat the title favourites. If the winner stays on mantra is continuing, that means we've got Director of Football Ryan next up. So God knows, people questioning Byrne. Fulchester equally could be dropping out the top. Could you imagine if they were to both drop out the top 6? Is that even possible at this stage? I'm not sure. I've not done the maths, and I'm not well enough to do the maths that quickly. But their form, both teams' form, rank average. As a player, I've not seen who it is. I've just looked up, and there's a player being stretched off in the Leeds Villa game. No, we don't want Gazelles Bostock. We're saving that till late. So let's go to Haggis at home to Astor. Last time out, Haggis got that 2-0 win over Dragons. Interesting game this. Manager against one of his former assistants or director of footballs or whatever his position was, caretaker at the time. But Haggis do have the edge in this fixture and did win 3-0 in the reverse fixture earlier this season. This is the formation they go with. 1 at the derriere, Mark 2 is the title of this tactic. That strong wall in front of 1 at the back. Don't know my favourite commentator is, to be fair, Alf. I know my favourite sort of colour commentator or co-commentator is Ali McCoist. Is absolutely superb. Love listening to that man. And pundit-wise, you can't beat a bit of Roy Keane. Always very, very funny to listen to. Let's have a look at the Astor team. We saw earlier last time out they lost 1-0 to Loco. And they've gone narrow for this one with a front three of Donovan, Roberts and Owen supported by Chunso. And then that strong, strong core of players in behind them. So it'd be interesting. I'm not going to abuse you, Tato. I'm not the sort, but it has been one hell of a collapse this year. And I'm sure I don't need to say that from being a manager of the season contender up to about, game week 9, 10, maybe I'm sure questions are being answered. Or questions are being asked internally as well as externally. Just looking back, season 2 had 4 teams finish with 50 plus points. Any of you involved back then? I would have been. Jamie possibly would have been. Ian wasn't quite in yet, I don't think. But then again, do I remember Ian telling me recently he was actually in before Jamie, and I just keep thinking Jamie's now the longest serving manager. Fire your predictions through then for, Martin, love heart emoji as Donovan plays. Send your predictions through for Haggis against Astor as we kick off this fixture at Tatty Field. And it's Zizi Roberts on 8 minutes gives Astor the lead. A return to form at long last for Zizi Roberts. He's been well out in the cold of late. Some poor performances and then being dropped from the side entirely. Pile driver effort. Haggis now starting to create a little bit themselves. Donovan with the opportunity. 38 minutes on the clock. It's 2-0. It's Chunso for Astor as they look to move away from the bottom of the table. And they're looking for a third. Well, I'm predicting 1-2. That could well still be the case. Was Hodgie around season 2? I thought that was a bit early for him as well. Look at those. I mean, both teams creating chances. It's certainly been more entertaining than certain games that we've seen tonight at half-time. But Astor absolutely dominating, and that is reflected in the scoreline as well. Let's have a look at the Haggis stats. Casillas putting in one of his average performances. We've seen him perform worse, though. This bank of 5 is not doing them any favours. And the one at the back against 3 up top is being completely outdone. As for Astor, solid first half performance. All good ratings. No one below a 7. Plenty of 8s in amongst there as well. Quick count up. 5 8s out of the 11. We do this a lot. End up 2-2 or 3-2, says Tato. Ian making a change for Celiac for Smith. Just waiting confirmation from Tato that he wants to go as is. And then we can kick off the second half. Ian already conceding this one, congratulating Tato. As is, amazingly, no worries at all. So let's kick off. And Haggis want a penalty, it's not given. Not a lot of penalties given. I mean, I might be wrong, but it doesn't feel like we see a lot of penalties turned down this season. We're into 74 minutes already. Haggis perhaps shading the second half, but Asta just going through the motions, not really being too badly troubled. Already into the last 10 minutes, still 2-0 to the away side. Not the result that Gazelles wanted to see either, as they tried to chase teams down the bottom. Asta looking for a late third, not to be, but the job was already done. And full-time, Haggis 0, Asta 2. Asta continued to dominate. Look at the amount of chances they created. The tackle percentage dipped dramatically, though, in the second half, but absolutely dominant in the air. Ryan Giggs continues to be the best player that Haggis have. Almost a one-man team at times. And as for Asta, a solid team performance. I think it's fair to say. Their troubles this year have certainly been at home and not on the road. That brings us to our penultimate game. Dudley Hill entertaining Dragons, Gallardo unavailable, Saeed unavailable, Ekiog unavailable, and a raft of players a yellow card away from suspension as well. Punch the screen for me, please, Fifey. There you go. This is the team that Dragons have gone with, and they revert back to the tactic that they played against Churchtown. Zidane and Raoul is supporting Cliver, Davids in centre midfield, Gattuso and Lazans in centre midfield, Volodenkov on the right instead of Emerton, with Balmer maintaining his place on the left. Last time out for Dragons, they had the 2-0 defeat to Haggis, and their history against Dudley is not the greatest. Never been a draw between these two sides. So interesting to see if that continues. Dudley winning the reverse fixture 3-1. It has now finished at Ellen Road. Leeds 0, Aston Villa 3. There were other games tonight, I think. Sponsorless and ownerless Chelsea were winning at half-time. I can't remember. I think Wolves were winning as well. I'm not sure what the other results were. I'm sure you guys can let me know. As for Dudley, as we saw earlier, the win over Fulchester took them up to second in the league. Massive result that for them. Now, we've seen other results. A win tonight takes them to 41. That'll be 10 points clear of Leddersford, who lost. And that will mean a win tonight gives Dudley Hill the Q. So no pressure at all. Only change is at the back. Rustico available again, so he partners Maldini. Everything else remains the same. 5 predictions through for the penultimate game then. Dudley Hill looking for that Q at the home of their friends and foes, Dragons. Is it to be? Well, nothing happened in the first 12 minutes. Luca Toni will be hungry to chase down that golden boot as well. This first half has flown by. Almost nothing has happened. But the ref points the spot, and Luca Toni has scored from the penalty spot on 43 minutes. But Balmer's first of the season on the stroke of half-time levels it up. And Dragons rescued. What was the penalty? As soon as I said there wasn't many penalties. Let's see what happened here. The throw was taken by Lizarazu. Mackay found a way past Uliano. He made a sliding tackle but took the man, and the referee pointed to the spot. But Balmer, from a free kick 20 yards out, levelled things up. Both sides creating the same. Another traditional Super League affair. Nothing too exciting other than the goals, you have to say. Dragons dominating in the air. Good tackle percentages from Dudley in that first half, though. Let's have a look at their stats at half time. Rustica outperforming Maldini at this point. But Luca Toni now a goal closer to Scalco in the race for the Golden Boot. William Mackay actually putting in a semi-decent performance as well. Here we go, the other games. Norwich 1, Chelsea 3, Southampton 1, Newcastle 2, and Wolves 4, Watford 0. As for Dragons, some decent performances. I'm looking there at Volodenkov and Gattuso. But again, David, Zidane, these big name players, Raul letting the side down. Steve going as is. Don't think I've seen Jamie, but we will give him 30 seconds because sometimes he is watching in the background. Quick straw poll. Leeds going down? Question mark. No sign yet from Jamie, so we're just going to kick off the second half. 1-1 as it stands. Dudley looking to go ahead again. Is the pressure of the queue going to get to them? No, is the answer. Saviola on 55 minutes makes it 2-1. And there it is. And Saviola with the goal to possibly give them the cue. It's now 3-1 to the home side. No point slowing this one down at this point. If anything, it looks like Dudley Hill are most likely to score again. And there is the full-time whistle. Dudley Hill, congratulations, Steve. You've made the playoffs. Massive, massive achievement for Dudley Hill, who absolutely dominated Dragons tonight. And if anyone thinks that Devils have this wrapped up, look at the form of Dudley, look at the form of Churchtown, and tell me that these two sides are not going to be hungry to win it themselves. Steve will now be looking to fully wrap up second place. Already seen Burn drop points again, Fulchester drop points again, and we've got Bostock to come against Gazelles. If they were to drop points, Steve will be smelling blood. Macca saying delete Super League. Let's have a look at the Dragon stats. A 4. Zidane has found new ways to be shit. A 4 from Zidane. I don't think as bad as he's been, we've ever seen a 4 from him. Absolutely awful. A 5 from Uliano as well, not what you're used to seeing from him. Defensively, they were a shambles. In attack, they were a shambles. Only Gattuso and Volodenkov really coming out with any sort of credit. Not what Jamie will want to see when he watches this back. Congratulations, Steve. Commiserations, Jamie. And just a round of applause. Dudley Hill getting their first ever cue in the Super League. And that brings us to the final game. Sockdall overflowing, no sacrifices. An interesting choice by Martin here is to play Vieri, who is carrying an injury, but it's an injury that he's happy to risk him with. He keeps this formation, but a slight tweak to it. Mido going in a more advanced formation. Steve smells armpits in the working men's clubs. Mido going on the left. Giovanni keeps his place on the right. Hersey, Janino, and Pinardi is in support. Karagunis in centre midfield. Zayleas, Okoronkwo, Mourinho, and Barthez. Last time out, as we saw earlier, Gazelles losing 2-0 to Redisford. And Gazelles don't have a great record in this fixture. They have had a couple of wins in recent seasons, but generally speaking, sorry, no, I tell a lie. Let me try that again. Gazelles have a very good record in this one. One of the few teams that Bostock don't have a great record against, but anything can happen in this fixture. As for Bostock, and now the big news is Anelka gets dropped to the bench, as does John Welsh. We've got the CC and Sylvester in centre midfield, Live and Guigu Holding midfield, Bowyer is available. Del Piero and Gonzalez support Robbie Keane. Last time out, as we saw earlier, Bostock dropping points at home to Sloths. So for the final time tonight, fire your predictions through. Good luck to both teams as we kick off Gazelles at home to Bostock Stanley. Scott will already be in a foul mood, as I've said, because he is at the Leeds game tonight. Will be on his way home now. And that's not going to make things any better. Bernardi's first goal of the season for the home side. And Zé Roberto levels things up just before half an hour. It's 1-1 on 28 minutes. Bostock continuing to come forward, looking to make it 2-1, and it's a penalty. And Bartes saves it and saves the rebound as well. 4 minutes to be added on. They fly by, and it is 1-1. Look how many chances Bostock have had in that first half. That is unbelievable. I'm just going to leave you with the Gazelle stats for one moment while I go and check on. My apologies for that little interruption. Let's get back on. Oh, here's Scott. Hello, pal. On your way back from the football. Without even seeing your stats, Anelka coming on for Keaton. And Martin going to Madeira for Vieri. Let's have a little look at the Bostock performance as well. Not awful ratings. Maybe looking at players like Lasisi, Alefopoulos, and expecting a little bit more. But not awful first half ratings from the Bostock boys. Anelka coming on, he'll be seeing the amount of chances created, be looking to get himself back in amongst the goals. Let's kick off the second half. And plenty of early action. And it's Del Piero makes it 2-1 to the away side. But Tomadira has been ruled offside. Janino. Anelka missing an opportunity. Gonzalez. Anelka. 72 on the clock. Slow it down. Last game of the evening. Still 2-1 to the away side. Considering some of the other results, this is huge for Bostock, this win. Okoronkwo, Guigu, Bowyer, Zé Roberto, goal kick 3 minutes to be added on. Do Gazelles have that one chance left in them? Zales, Giovanni, Pinardi, still Pinardi. Free kick, Karagunis lines it up. And he scores with the free kick. Late drama, 20 yards out, Karagunis with a free kick in injury time. Makes it 2-2. And the Bostock have one last chance in them. Mourinho clears it off the line. There is the full-time whistle. Gazelles 2, Bostock Stanley 2. And how on earth have Gazelles escaped that with a draw? Unbelievable. Let's have a look at their stats. Barthez, unsurprisingly, with a 9, as was Pinardi for his contribution. Credit to Gazelles for coming away with a point there. Unbelievable. Martin saying we were robbed. Should have been free too. Cafu picking up man of match for a 10 out of 10 performance. Anelka had 4 opportunities in that second half, getting 2 on target. Never offside, says Martin. Any other day, Bostock win that game, but it just was not to be tonight. Congratulations, Martin. Commiserations, Scott. It's not often you say it like that in a draw, but that's the way it feels as we conclude the final game of tonight. Let's get the full classifieds then. Dudley Hill 3, Dragons 1, Gazelles 2, Bostock 2, Haggis 0, Astor 2, Loco 3, Leddersford 1. Burn 0, Halls 1, Sloths 1, Churchtown 4, and Devils 2, Fulchester 0. Let's see what that does for the table. And there is confirmation of Dudley Hill getting the queue. And with 3 games to go, they are 4 points clear of Northern Burn and Bostock, standing on 37. So needing just, why is my maths not good enough? 4 points to confirm second from the last 3 games. Churchtown move up to 5th on 35. Fulchester then on 6th on 33. Leddersford then 31. Halls on 30. Loco 28. 9 to play. Loco are 5 behind Fulchester. Unlikely but not unachievable. No one below Loco can make the playoffs now with 3 games to go. Gazelles 4 points behind Sloths with 3 games to play. It's looking very bleak, but you know, Martin's shown some decent form. If you can pick up a couple of results in the last couple, then why not? Apologies that there has been quite a quick game, you know, an hour tonight, but I'm just not feeling great. So Martin's probably done me a favour by not being able to come on, if I'm honest. Let's have a quick look at the fixtures that we have for Sunday. If you're up for comms, please give me a shout. The sooner you can let me know as well, the sooner I can let Steve know, instead of him chasing me all the time who's on co-comms because he wants to do the graphics. We've got Astor v Dudley, Churchtown v Bostock. What a game that is. Dragons Devils, Fulchester Burn, another huge game. Halls against Sloths, Leddersford, Haggis, and Loco entertaining Gazelles. Can we see the last fixtures? Of course, why not? Then following Thursday, Bostock host Halls, Dudley, Leddersford. That'll be a big game for the chasing pack. Gazelles host Churchtown, Haggis, Loco, Burn Dragons, Sloths, Fulchester, Devils, Astor. And then we conclude with Astor Burn, Dragon Sloths, Fulchester, Bostock, still potential to be a huge game that. Gazelles, Haggis, Halls, Churchtown, that could be a big game as well. Leddersford Devils and Loco against Dudley. Thank you again for joining tonight. Again, apologies if it was too quick for you, but I really need to go to bed, I think. Again, let me know if you're interested in doing co-coms on Sunday. The Golden Boot's looking tight, isn't it? I mean, we've got Montella there up to 12 as well. He's within 2 goals of it. Is Anelka going to catch it? Possibly not, but you've got Montella 12 and Penza 12, Tony 13, Sigalko 14. Assists, Petkov now joining Zé Roberto on 8. Anything else you want to see? Quick look at the pass completion. and the tackles per game, and the dribbles per game, and the shots on target. Look at this, Brujink and Hussein racing to the top now with high percentages. I will leave it there for you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will speak to most of you in the not too distant. Packs will be out tomorrow when I get home from work. From Super League HQ until Sunday, a very, very good night.